Hello Northlanders, Wyatt Buckner here with a special episode of the Duluth News Tribune Minute on this Saturday morning. The 2023 John Beargrease Sled Dog Marathon begins tomorrow at Billy's in Duluth, with 14 teams in the 40-mile race, 27 in the 120-mile, and 17 mushers will take on the full marathon stretching just over 300 miles up the North Shore. The winning teams in each race are expected to finish Sunday evening in Two Harbors for the 40, early Monday morning in Finland for the 120, and Tuesday evening in Grand Portage for the full marathon. My colleagues and I will be at the starting line tomorrow, and we'll be following the races all the way to the end. You can follow our team coverage by visiting duluthnewstribune.com/beargrease. Before the teams hit the trails though, we have something unique for you to listen to. This past week, digital producer Dan Williamson spoke with mushers and produced multiple videos previewing the race. In this special episode, we're going to play the audio from these stories for you to listen to. Two well-known mushers who regularly compete in the Beargrease are husband and wife duo, Blake and Jennifer Frecking. Most notably was during a polar vortex in 2019, when they took first and second place, with it being Blake's second time winning the marathon. Suffice to say, you can usually expect to find the two of them on the Beargrease Trail. This year, though, is a different story.
We send Blake Frecking out on the race course. Hey, and good luck!
This will be the first time in maybe 16 years I haven't run the race, just helping out Jen. So we wanted to focus on one team in terms of training, and so I'll be handling for her.
Jennifer Frecking wearing bib number 9 from Finland, Minnesota!
Honestly, I really love having him on the trail. We're both racing teams. We decided this year not to try to train many dogs for the marathon. It's a lot of miles on teams, so we decided just to focus more on one marathon team this year, and I got to run him, so yeah, he'll be my backup, and the kids want to come down the trail and be part of the crew too, so it's going to be a whole Frecking team.
So I'll be coming along the trail with the truck and helping support Jen and take care of dogs while she's resting and while the dogs are resting.
What has you most confident heading into this year's Beargrease?
My team they're just a solid group of dogs. They're such a pleasure to run the trail with. They listen to me so well. I know the team's ready.
We've got a lot of experience, a lot of years in the race. Training has been really good for us this year. We were on sleds early before Thanksgiving, and conditions have been good. And yeah, the team looks great.
Safe to say you're not retiring.
Safe to say I am not retiring.
Yeah, we like to joke that he's retiring with Eagle, but not really. Eagle is coming 10 years old, and I'm sure he'd run another marathon, but he's doing 40s with Eagle this year with the younger dogs, so Blake's running the 1- and 2-year-olds. He'll be doing a Klondike 40 and then a Copper Dog 150.
One of my big plans is being back for the 40th, so I'll be back. The thing with mushing in general is, it's not like having a race car or a snowmobile or a motorcycle. We can't just park it and walk away for a few days. It's 365 days a year, and it's a lot of work. So it's a big commitment for everybody that's going to be involved, including the kids now. We don't pressure them to be involved. They just throw a hand in. So
I'm not worried about first, second, third, anything. I just want to help that team cover the whole trail happy and healthy, and that's a win for me.
With one Frecking stepping back this year, a different Frecking is stepping up. Their 12-year-old daughter, Elena Frecking, will be racing in her first Beargrease 40.
I think it's pretty cool because, most people I meet have no clue, what it is. And when you tell them all your dogs and all that, their eyes just widen. Jennifer Frecking is my mom, and Blake Frecking is my dad. So my mom's been running her own team since she was 8 years old, and my dad got into the sport when he got older.
And you have siblings that mush a little bit too?
Yeah, I have one sibling. Her name's Nicole. I love it.
Ellen has signed up for not just the Cub Run, she's running the Beargrease 40 and some other races of that length.
Getting older, and I also want to do bigger. I've always wanted to do a bigger Beargrease, and I think it's really cool that I get to do a bigger one than the 2-mile. When I was younger, I wasn't really getting ready for a bigger race. It was more just going out on the trail and having fun. But now doing bigger races, I have to do bigger miles and all that.
I think she's up to the challenge, yeah. She took it upon herself to want to sign up and run these races, and she's training for it, so yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem at all.
She'll be starting her race without either of us around, and that's kind of wild. I think we'll be in Two Harbors still at the checkpoint when she finishes, so we'll get to hear about it.
I think it's cool running with older mushers who have more experience.
She is taking Eagle and Gabby, who happen to be Blake and Meyer's beloved leaders. I expect she'll be running them on a trail, so she's really excited about that.
I just like being with the dogs. It's fun. It's just a fun sport.
Fair to say someday we're probably going to see you racing the Beargrease?
Yes. I want to do the marathon. Yeah, we'll do bigger races.
Similar to the Freckings, another family duo have become regulars on the Beargrease Trail, Colleen Wallen and her son Arrow Wallen. Arrow first competed against his mom in 2021, and this year they will both compete again following last year's tight finish.
Colleen Wallen! She has run every Beargrease since 1995. Oh my gosh. A passion for races that she shares with her entire family.
We've got a lot of good training miles. We've got just as many or more training miles on our team this year as we did last year. We've had a lot of young dogs really come around. I think I'll have 7 or 8 yearlings on my team, and so just enough room for a few more leaders. I got my old girl, Happy. She's 8. She'll be probably leading me out of the chute, and then I'll try to rotate some young dogs into lead, but they're eating well, they're looking well, they're pulling hard, they're happy, and that's the most important thing.
He's 19 years old, grew up in the Wallen family tradition of running dogs, and he says nothing can beat it. He's a slugger for baseball, and he's going to hit a home run today. Arrow Wallen, ladies and gentlemen.
We had a really good team this year. Super excited about it. A lot of young dogs, a lot of young talent, mixed with a lot of good seasoned veterans, so I'm excited to get out there and run. Obviously last year, finishing side by side with my mom was probably something that might never happen again.
That finished last year, to be part of that. It almost felt like it was a movie come to life in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll ever see that again, but it was pretty amazing. A few people asked me, why didn't you pull over and let your son finish ahead of you? And I just told him because he would have never allowed it.
All right!
We just ran our teams the way we trained them, and as it turned out, we were number 3 and number 4, very close. But to be able to be there to watch him come in was, I can't even explain it. It was just very moving. It was really awesome.
It was unbelievable. When we left the last checkpoint, 20 seconds apart,
Get in it, Ford.
we knew it was going to be a pretty exciting finish, and that's exactly what it was, and I wouldn't have traded or done anything different.
Get some love it, Ford.
When he decided he wanted to run the marathon, he put his hands on my shoulders and he said, but if you're going to be worried about me out there or scared for me out there, I'm not doing it. So I said, okay, I'm not. I don't worry about him. Of course, hope and pray for safety for him and all the mushers, but it's really, really cool knowing he's out there. I'm doing what he's doing what I'm doing, at the same time. When it's your lifestyle, when our boys were small, we'd have to keep Arrow's boots by the door because Ward would be up doing chores at 5:30 and there's Arrow toddling out to the dog yard and he knew where to sit. We had a puppy pen we turned into Arrow's playpen, so he'd just be out in the dog yard. So when you grow up around it, it's a pretty cool thing to want to do,
What has you most confident about this year?
The dogs are looking a lot better than they have, it seems like, in different years. It's probably just because they've hit kind of like their prime age, and like I said earlier, mixed with a lot of younger dogs.
All of them have finished Beargrease.
So we got a lot of knowledge, and then we got a lot of speed that the younger dogs bring, so they seem to mold pretty well.
Sure you'd like to beat Mom, right?
I'd love to beat Mom, but I liked to beat Mom last year, and it didn't work either, so we'll see how this one works out.
I asked him, he wants to beat Mom. I imagine you want to beat Son.
Yeah, not the goal.
We're having a race!
But at this point, dog racing is dog racing. You never know what's going to happen. We had 3, 4, 5 of the mushers scratch last year at Trail Center, and then all of a sudden you're like, who are you going to finish ahead of? Who's going to finish ahead of you? But yeah, bring it on. Bring on a little competition. I'll give it a go. I'll try to finish ahead of him.
To watch the videos for these stories, visit duluthnewstribune.com/Beargrease, the same place you'll be able to stay up to date with all our Beargrease coverage. Thank you for listening to this special episode of the Duluth News Tribune Minute. We'll see you next time.